You wouldn't want to have stuffed fuel filter in that though.
I make friends everywhere I go.
Yay! Just met the most beautiful adventure rider. Fan-freaking-tastic. He's such a cruiser. Hey! Oh, we've just been having the best chinwag ever at the Burke Wills Roadhouse. They just come over to see my camp setup. Hey Artemis, another Honda. Look.
Yeah, another Honda, man.
See? They do have wings. Come on, buddy, introduce yourself.
I'm Gary. This is my steed. I call her Faith. You check out the rego, you know why.
And she is literally his steed. Look how he rides. Faith. That is so cool, mate. You gotta have faith, don't you? Oh, it's always an adventure, darling. Enjoy the ride. Off to Gregory Downs. Oh, another beautiful human being.
Morning. So it was going to be a storm. And it was going to rain 4 o'clock this morning, so I had to get up and put the fly up last night over the hammock. But these, look how much space I've got in this hammock. Look. This is what it looks like when I put a fly up. It's just like a tent, no different. Chair down there, all out of the rain. Plenty of room. Oh, those fucking noisy compressors on the trucks. Oh. Anyway. Oh. So my part leaves Mount Isa today. And it's going to Cloncurry in the morning. And my good mate Johnny is going to bring it back to Burke Wills. And I've got some work to do. So I'm going to go, hit the road. Oh, time to get up. Oh, I have the best sleep in my hammocks. Best sleep. Yep, so still stuck out here at Burke Wills waiting for my filter. And got a text from a lovely friend out in Mount Isa last night saying, oh, Roz, pissing down here, it's going to rain in the morning. So I had to get up and cover everything. So this just kind of gives you an idea of how I do cover it in emergency. So 9:30 last night, I used the waterproof fly off my tent over the bike. So everything has to have multiple uses. And then, you know, when I first set up my hammock, I didn't plan on using the fly because it's stinking hot out here. But yeah, that's kind of what I did last night as an emergency for if and when the storm hit. And, you know, because I had these trees in the way, I couldn't, you know, just do the flyover normally. So just got a little bit creative, but this is what you can do. So for instance, I put a rock in here, use my hair ties to secure the rock, and I've just used my strap to hook it onto. But yeah, if you know, get a little bit creative, it's amazing what you can do. So everything, my fly already has the eyelets in it. I've already pre-done all my ropes. I doubled them over and knotted them so I can just, you know, use the clips in any of the knots wherever I want. And when they're like this, they actually don't tangle, which is great. So yeah, just get a little bit creative. And, you know, the more you set things up, the more you, like, look at my little cabin underneath, it's so cute. Yeah, the more you play around in situations like this, the better that you get at it. So yeah, quite clever. Anyway, I stayed dry and it didn't rain. But the clouds are looking like a storm was coming in, and now there's blue sky. So I'll unpack it all again.
Hey, here she is on a 390 Duke, same as what I had just before I left Perth. She's a legend, absolute legend. Wait for these incredible stories.
It's top secret.
I've met the most incredible legend. I've just found a nemesis. This is Lily d'Australie from France. Came here when she was 26, and when she applied for her visa to come to Australia, and they said to her, "Why do you want to come?" And she said, "Because I want to ride a motorbike in the desert."
Yeah, that was my dream, because I started riding motorbikes in Paris, and I had enough of kicking doors to get inside. So I just want to go somewhere where there's no one. And with a friend, we went to Morocco, and it wasn't very safe. And I said to him, "Let's go to Australia." He didn't want to come. I was like, "Okay, I'm on my own."
Oh my God! Amazing stories.
But then, when you come here and if you ride through the desert, it's just like someone has put a brand on you. The desert says, "No,
Yeah.
you belong to me."
Yeah,
And I never went back. Couldn't go back.
that was
I
it.
just stayed. So I died here.
So tell me about, was it the Data track?
No.
When you were with the BBC and you had to go out with your compass and they said just go straight and you can't go wrong, and there was 10 million tracks and you had to keep checking your compass.
It happened on the Normanton as well. Because I had to go and get some fuel when I was traveling along the railway track. So you can't go wrong. You just follow this track. It takes you to the coast. And there was a million tracks.
Oh my God.
And it
And
was
you only
really
had
hard because all the tracks were going like this, like that. None of them was straight anyway.
And what was
So
your bike?
I had an SP 370 Suzuki.
And metal jerry cans.
Yeah, made with jerry cans in those days.
And full leathers.
I had actually the jacket I was wearing is the first jacket I bought in France when I bought my first motorbike. The jacket was red and white. And then here for the trip I had trouble to find gear. I just bought some kids leather. It was red and yellow. I mean, when I turned up in the little tans on my motorbike, and then it was just like if I was falling from the sky.
Big beacon coming into town. Must have been amazing back then, just this little French girl on a motorbike covered in dust, metal jerry cans, by yourself.
And and there wasn't much traffic. I'm glad, because I remember I crashed one night. It was in the Telemi, and the problem is, people from the west, the sun goes down too early.
Yeah,
too quickly
in your
winter.
eyes.
And I really wanted to make it to what's the name of that big crater?
Wolf Creek.
Wolf Creek Station. That's it. Because I had some fuel drop there for me, and so I just really wanted to make it, and it got dark, and I just, I crashed. So I was so tired, I just slept there on the track next to the bike. I think it was beautiful with the stars, and I said, I'm so happy I crashed. But when I think about it today, you couldn't do that today because there might be a truck coming or a car. Running over you.
How amazing.
Anyway, it was good that I crashed, because I realised the next morning that I had missed the track and the injection.
Wow.
The trial bike, you can't see
Yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing that I had crashed, because I was lost anyway. So
How
I made it to the station,
amazing.
and this were the days where you turn up at the station, they would love to see, someone just never had
Like
visitors
from
in
another
those
planet.
days. Today they're locking up the gates.
Yeah.
And they say, "Well, you got to stay here because I'm just for a few days. Help me to. I'm trying to shoot this buffalo here because my wife wants the horns." I said, "Oh yeah, that's exciting."
On the next adventure, I'll meet her at Karumba in a day if I get this bloody bike fixed. See ya! Ride safe! Don't get too wet! Wow.
Wow, what a woman. And that is pissing down. Whoa, when it rains, it pours. So I reckon, because I couldn't set up my fly properly around my hammock, I reckon my poor hammock setup is going to be absolutely drenched. But anyway, another day in paradise. Shit day out here, still better than the best day in the office. Yep, that's me. Face down, crying in the rain, because my bike's still not going and I'm waiting for parts. Getting ready to do open heart surgery on the girl. But while I'm at it and while I've got all my tools out, might as well show you what I've got. So I bought this bag. It's a fishing tackle bag from BCF, and I actually cut the middle part out so it folds open in half, and that half actually just slots straight into this gap between my pannier racks. So my toolkit and my tubes stay in here all the time. So even if I remove the pannier rack off the bike, the back rack's still on there, and I've still got my tools and my tube kit bolted onto here. And then I structured this so that the roto pack would fit on the inside. That's a 7.5 litre roto pack. And I structured it so that I could, at a servo, open that up and fuel up without having to take my roto pack off. So that's my pannier rack. Without all the luggage on it and without the toolkit and tubes in it. And I made this out of, bought the grunt straps from Bunnings, got it all sewn up just with a Velcro, so to protect as a heat shield from my panniers. But surprisingly enough, the FMF doesn't get that hot. But anyway, that's a heat shield. And I just use that tape of that heat shield stuff in there, and it's just all stitched in, so I can just pull that off anytime I like. So this is what's in my toolkit. Just go through it really quickly. My knife, my multi-tool, my blade, a pair of multi-grips, spanners size 8 to 15. This is a cracker. I'll show you how this works after, but I bought that from Bunnings, and it's a screwdriver, but in the end, that bolts into the end, is all the common ends that I use, the Allen key sizes and a flat blade and a Phillips. So that's everything that I need in the end of this. And the handle actually clicks into a 45. So if you need to reef on it, you've got leverage. That's my front axle bolt, so I use that. I bought this drive that has the 1/4, 1/2 and 3/4 drive on it, so I can use that with these sockets or with that, doesn't matter. This I bought from the States, and this is super, super lightweight. It's a T-bar, and you just swap to whatever side socket you need. A couple of spare little Allen keys, even though I've got these ones here. My bag of spare bolts, the stuff that I thought that I would need, and so far I've used the stuff out of there that I need. These tiny little zip ties, so if I ever rip the whole pannier bag down the side, I can use these tiny little zip ties like big stitches to stitch things up. A thing of JB Weld, that's the liquid steel putty, my little measuring tape for doing sag and stuff and measuring the back axle, the tyres, making sure I've got both sides even Stevens. That's my spare sprocket that came off just before I put the other new one on, so I've just kept that just in case. My Honda Loctite, spare bit of breather tube for my petrol filler cap, one each of the spare levers, so when I originally put the Zeta ones on, I just kept the old ones as spares, a big hose clamp, so if you ever need to, like, you know, clamp the chassis together or something along those lines, you know, it's just a good little clamp to use. This is the bracket off my centre stand, bit of wire, so that's good strong coat hanger wire, spare little breather, little brush for cleaning all the dust and that off the chain before I put chain lube on, several zip tie sizes, a couple of spare clips for my panniers because I have busted some, so I just keep them spare, and then 2 rolls of tape, and inside the tape I've got the spare like headlight globe and a spare indicator globe, and I've just taped the ends of it so they don't fall out and they're not going to get crushed in there. So that's inside 1/2 of that
little toolkit there. Inside the other half of my toolkit is everything to do with tyres. So I've got a front tube and a rear tube in there, spare chain link. In this one is all the puncture repair kit with 3 little tubes of glue plus all the different size patches. There's all my spare blade fuses and the glass fuses, because the inline fuse for my USB has the glass fuse. Spare little tyre pressure gauge in case my other good one packs in. Spare wheel caps and inner valves. Batteries. And then in this one is a couple of little tubes of super glue as well, because you always use super glue. And yeah, then wrapped up nice and safely in here is 2 tubes, a pair of nitrite gloves, and then in this packet here, that's full of baby powder, and I've used race tape to wrap it up because I've had it chafed through before and filled up my toolkit with baby powder. So that's for changing a tube. And on top of that, I have that little can of the CRC silicone spray as well. Turns out my fuel filter didn't turn up in time to make the courier, but Terry from Honda and Mount Isa was so kind to send me out pro bono a big can of parts clean so that I can clean out that mesh filter and hope that that's the problem. And then in here he's filled this empty bottle up with Metho so I can wash the tank out properly, plus a good handful of clean rags. So all right, let's get stuck into it. So in order to get to the fuel filter and the pre-screen, which are located inside the tank, I have to take the pannier rack off so I can take the seat off. Actually, I might be able to take the seat off without taking the pannier rack off, but we'll see. So seat has to come off, side fairings have to come off, and tank has to come out. Then it bolted into the bottom of the tank is the fuel pump and the fuel filter and the pre-screen. So let's get stuck into it. I mentioned this to girls before that, you know, wanted to have a go at playing on their bikes, is that if you are not sure when you're doing something on your bike, videotape what you're doing. So then when you want to work out what goes where or how something went together again, you've got it on video to go back and refer to. Otherwise, just put the bolts into wherever it is that it came out of. So when you do go to put it back together again, you're not looking for the bolts. The right ones go into the right holes. So just a really good handy tip. The tool I bought from Bunnings is actually a ratchet screwdriver, but the handle can also turn onto a 45, by pressing that in. So if you actually need to get leverage on something, you can, and it's just so much better than just trying to get leverage on a normal straight screwdriver. 2 of those bolts, 1 of those, which the smaller ones went in here, the longer one went in here. That's it, 4 bolts, and 3 bolts, and the tank is out. Fuel that was left out of the tank into my stainless steel tin, and I did slosh it around in the tank first before I poured it out, so there's definitely some chunky little black bits in there, and but not horrendous. Which direction everything goes in, and I'm just about to undo the last bolt. So that is the fuel pump in there, but anyway, let me pull it out and see what the sieve looks like. Sucker out. Terry's right, it is like a tea bag, and it's supposed to be white, and that is black as black can be, plus with debris on it as well, and a bit of debris in there, and I thought there was a little screen somewhere. Clearly not. Okay, let's get into cleaning that little sucker out. Seated it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, sun's going down and she's back together again. So just got some fresh fuel, put it in, and we'll fire up and see if she works. Fingers crossed. good mate Johnny Shirty. Talk about good fortune. So Johnny had a wedding to go to in Cloncurry, and I organised the part to go from Mount Isa, and good old Johnny went and picked it up for me and brought it back to Burke Wills. And he also brought back some fabulous prawns and a glass of red, and we just had the best night around the campfire. So yeah, the people you meet on this journey, freaking amazing. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, thanks very much.
What a beautiful, beautiful, another human being. Awesome. So we'll know today if the bike shits itself, and John's going in the same direction, so we're going to cruise up the black top just in case I break down so he can rescue me a third time. Awesome adventure. Cheers. It's always an adventure, hey Johnny?
Absolutely.
So that's my toolkit, that's my tubes. That's just all strapped on between the pannier rack and the top rack, and then once I've got the top bag on, I can still get to this and fuel it up at the Bowser. It's great. The journey continues. We're packed. We're off to Normanton. Hopefully it works. And we're off. Yay! See you, Burke Wills. Thanks for the memories. Woo! Normanton 198, and then Karumba 269. I got 325 in the tank. I'm going to go all the way through. And if it's going to shit itself, it'll do it just before Karumba. So let's see how we go. Including the doggy. He's so cute. Bike is riding like a dream. So yeah, I'm riding along and I'm actually thinking more. When I pulled the IMS tank off, the fuel hose is like where it routes. It's kind of like on the top of the head, and more so on the left side I feel the heat, even through my knee guard. So maybe it might be the hot weather when the tank's getting low and it was blocked and working harder, and the fuel pump's heating up and stinking hot weather. It could be that the fuel was vaporizing as well, getting vapor locks in the lines. So I might actually get some engine wrap, exhaust wrap, and wrap it around that line because it's quite close to the head. So anyway, we'll see how she goes. Put on the spare little shorty breather as well. The other one wasn't blocked, I blew through it, but put that on top as well. Oh, wow, look at that! Oh, beautiful! This is the end of our journey. There he goes. Another beautiful human being. Oh, the people you meet on this journey. That's half of it. See ya! See ya, Spory! Oh, wow. A great ride, great people. Thank you, universe. There we go. Oh, look at the size of that barrel! Woo! Hey, there's the purple pub. Kathy sends her love. Don't you, doll? Yeah, the purple pub. Oh, look at the size of that croc. Hey, hello, Mr. Croc. Edge. There we go. Back in croc territory. Oh, maybe I'll bust out the Elton John. My barra lure. This is beautiful. Oh, the breeze coming off that water's heaven. noise. Alright, finish my iced tea. Give the girls a text. And carry on. Wow, my favourite bird, and there's literally hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds. Whoa! Oh my god, all along this whole entire road. By the sea. Karumba. Oh my god! I made it! Lily and Brenda, and look at this, look what I got here too. Capsicum, prawns, cheese and spinach. Oh my god, I'm a happy camper! And so I'm at Karumba, and we're right on the beach, and there's a nice hot sea breeze coming in. It's beautiful. And right next to the pub, and then right over there is the campsite. There's the girl, Artemis, having a rest with the two new friends. Yay! Thank you, girls. This is heaven. What a banquet. Yay! Bike didn't break down so far. Got 70 k's worth of fuel left, so we'll test it tomorrow.